Hey friend, today we are talking about working from home. Yes, I'm talking about 20 tips for working from home. Hey, and if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. I love talking about writing and productivity and working for yourself. And I also do interviews with people in the publishing industry. So if that sounds like fun, be sure to stick around and hit the subscribe button. Let's hop into this. Okay, so number one, I think for having a productive day is you want to make sure that you sit down and you have breakfast in the morning. That is one thing that I like over the last month, 2 months, I have been having breakfast every morning. And I like to go and sit down at my table in my dining room, plate up my breakfast, make it look nice, sit down and enjoy breakfast. And sometimes while I'm eating breakfast, I also listen to a podcast or I listen to an audiobook or I watch a YouTube video just to feed my brain while also eating. Number two, set a schedule. So you want to make sure that you set a schedule for your work. For me, that means setting time to write and also time to edit. And then also having time for marketing and content stuff that isn't just my writing, so content marketing as well. So I have to schedule all that stuff. I try to look at my schedule a couple times a day. Like here, let me just show you what my schedule looks like. And yes, but then I end up marking off things that I've done, and it's really fulfilling to be able to cross things off. Like sometimes I've actually written something down so I can cross it off. It might be a little bit nerdy, but it helps me feel like I'm getting things done. So that is good. But yeah, so that is one thing that I've really found helpful. And then at nighttime, before I go to bed, I always like to look at my schedule for the next day and to make my list of things that I need to do. And sometimes if I didn't finish something today, that I move to the next day so that I make sure that I get it done. Because if it was on the to-do list, that means it has to get done. It has to get done. So that is one thing I would recommend. Looking at your schedule a couple times a day. Number three, you want to make sure that you get up and move throughout the day. For one, it's going to help you not feel so stiff and awful and feel like you need to go to the chiropractor every week, because that's, of course, kind of expensive, right? And also, it's good for your productivity. Yes, there's this really good saying here that I found on, let's see, where is it? That I found on Redbooth. I will post it up here on the screen so you can see it, but it says here, during extensive spells of concentration, people's brains stop focusing because they become desensitized to the task at hand. Taking a short break, it brings the work back to the forefront. And the pro tip is take your next hot coffee break outdoors and in motion and take advantage of this fruitful way to sharpen your attention and brain power. And I love that little pro tip. Like, that is such a good idea. Taking and making yourself coffee or tea or something to enjoy on a little walk. Go out for a walk and bring your tea with you and enjoy the sounds of nature and just getting regrounded with nature and everything. By the time you get back to your desk, you're going to feel so much more like alive and awake, and you're just going to come at your project with a new perspective, which might help you work out a writer's block or some type of block, right? You want to make sure that you have accountability partners and people that can keep you accountable. I have quite a few people that I reach out to and am like, okay, I need to get so many words written. I need to get like 5,000 words written today, that I'm going to check in with you. So if you have different things like that, you want to keep yourself accountable by having an accountability partner. That could be like your husband or your wife, or that could even be your mom or your cousin, or even your writing partner if you have a writing partner, or a critique buddy. So if you don't have a critique partner or a writing buddy, great places to find them are online, like Instagram. Also here on YouTube, I like to search out on how I found my writing buddies are on Instagram, actually. So I found them through hashtags and got to know them and commented a lot and on their posts, and we got to know each other through there, and then we kind of just like connected, and we were able to just from there become more than just Instagram friends. We became writing buddies where we actually keep each other accountable. And I've really loved that. For lunch, go and make yourself a yummy meal. And this, like, there's been so many times before, like I make myself lunch every day now. Before, I did not. I would be the type of person that would just keep working and working and working through my lunch break, and I wouldn't set boundaries for myself and allow myself to go and eat lunch. And when I did this, like I would like be starving myself and I'd be really really hungry by supper time, but then also wasn't giving myself a break. And when I have lunch every single day, you feel more awake and alive. You just feel like you're loving yourself better. So yeah, that would be my one of my tips, is make sure that you feed yourself lunch. Go and make yourself some lunch and sit down, plate it up, make yourself feel important by eating lunch like this. And this is also a good time to watch some YouTube videos, or to read a book, or listen to a podcast or audiobook. I tend to try to do those kinds of things when I'm eating, like breakfast or lunch. Number 6, this is definitely something you do at the beginning of the day, but make sure that you get dressed for the day. And I know that sometimes, like working from home, it's easy to be like, oh, I just roll out of bed and now I'm going to go and get things done in your PJs. So I would definitely recommend getting dressed, getting your clothes on, doing your hair, putting makeup on if you want or not. It doesn't matter. But just basically getting some clothes on and not just spending the whole day in your PJs. Because does anyone ever feel very productive in their PJs? Let me know. Do you feel productive in your PJs? It feels good to change out of your clothes at the end of the day into your PJs. I know that for sure. Number 7, if you work from home, treat your job like it's a real job. And you might be doing a job that is like you're working for an employer, but if you are working for yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, treat yourself like you are working for a real boss. Be your best boss, because like when you work from home, you can either be your best boss or your worst boss ever. And what I mean by that is that if you're encouraging yourself and making sure that you stay on track and continue to do things to move your goals forward, that is a good boss. A bad boss is someone who doesn't give you like help in anything. It doesn't help you know where you need to go and shoot your goals for. I mean, gives you no direction or doesn't help you achieve your goals. That is a bad boss. So if you are not helping yourself move forward, you are being a bad boss to yourself. So be your best boss. Be your best boss by giving yourself a chance. And that is by making to-do lists, by being productive, getting enough sleep, eating, getting up to go out for walks, taking care of yourself, because you are your boss. Number 8, you want to make sure that you have a space that is set up for your work. Like this is my space. Like a lot of my videos are done here in front of my library, here at my desk. My desk in my office is my work zone. Of course, there are times, and I'll get to this one a little bit later, where I swap spaces, because sometimes I need to just like clear out my mind and work in a different space. But I'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, set up a spot that is your work zone. And you know what? If you don't have like an extra room for an office, like in your bedroom or in the living room or in a guest bedroom, set up a little tiny desk or something that you can work there, or even a kitchen table. But find a spot that you can get dedicated time working on your projects. 9. I am so easily swayed by this little thing right here. Yeah, my phone. And notifications. Like, it's so easy if you get notifications throughout the day to just be like, oh, I'm just going to go there and check it. Oh. And then all of a sudden I'm on Instagram. And then I'm scrolling. And then I'm reading things. And then I'm like watching videos. And like, then I look at the time and it's like an hour later or even 2 hours later. And it's like, wait a minute, where did the day go? I was supposed to be getting this done. Like, what the heck? So, phone notifications. So make sure that you turn off your notifications. Or if you don't want to turn off your notifications, set your phone in another room. Maybe there's a spot where you charge your phone, and only allow yourself to check your phone at lunch or if someone calls you. And in that order, then you'd want to make sure that your ringer is on so that you can hear it. Or if you have like an iPhone or a Fitbit, allow the phone calls to come through. But other than that, you'd want to turn off all the notifications. But yeah, so that's one thing I would recommend for the phone notifications. Either turn them off, move your phone to another room. That's what I would recommend. Another thing that kind of goes with this is your Wi-Fi. If you don't need your Wi-Fi for certain things that you're working on, like for instance, me with revising, editing, or writing, I don't need the Wi-Fi on unless I'm doing research, which I'm probably not working on research at the moment. So another thing that you could do is turn off your Wi-Fi. And you can definitely let people know too, like if you have family or friends that might be wanting to get a hold of you, just let them know saying, hey, I'm working right now, so I just wanted to let you know I'm not going to be at my phone for the next 2 hours, the next 3 hours, but I'll check in again in 3 hours. But if you need me, give me a call. That is also something that you could let them know. Number 10, and this one is one of my favorites. I actually did a video on this and I'll link it up here, but Sunday planning. I love to do my Sunday planning every Sunday, Sunday planning. So that's basically where on Sundays I sit down and I make a huge big list of all the things that I need to get done. And then after I've made that list, I look at the week ahead and I figure out, okay, where does this need to go? What do I need to do today? What do I need to do on Monday? And I kind of just rearrange things, and that's what I end up using to make my to-do list every single day. And then you can look at that list and move things up. If you finish things, you can add more to the list. But that is one thing that I've really found helpful. And so if you want more information on my Sunday planning method, be sure to watch the video, and I'll also put it in the description below. Another thing is reading business books and books that'll help you get further in your career. So that's one thing. Like, learning never ends and education never ends. Your brain doesn't stop learning the moment you get out of school. So you want to make sure that you're constantly feeding your brain to get the lifestyle that you want and to get the amount of success that you want. So that means listening to podcasts, that means reading blogs, that means reading books, that means listening to audiobooks, that means watching YouTube videos by people in your industry. All of these things will help you grow so that your business flourishes someday. Another thing is productivity sprints. And one way that I've done this is writing sprints. Since I'm a writer, I have writing friends and accountability partners that I check in with. And I'm like, okay, let's do a 5,000 word writing day or 1,000 words. Like, everyone has their own goal that they want to get in a day. But I know what my goal is. And sometimes I gamify it too by like writing 1,000 words in my planner, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And then I check off each time I reach that goal. And that kind of helps me see, okay, I'm reaching the goal. This is going well and everything. So that's really exciting and a great way to accomplish your goals is by having those writing sprints or productivity sprints to help you get stuff done. Plus, another way to think of it is if you're having a little break from your stuff and you're doing laundry or cleaning or changing the bedding, you can set your timer for 10 minutes and it'll go off in 10 minutes. So you'll only spend 10 minutes doing like laundry or folding laundry or matching socks or cleaning. But then once the alarm goes off, you can set it again and do 10 more minutes doing something else. Maybe cleaning the dishes in the sink in the kitchen. I only think of that because I have to do that after this video. Number 13 is your top 6 things. I read Mary Kay's biography, and in it she talks about your 6 most important things. And that's like every single day sitting down and your list being 6 things. And you can just kind of make sure that some of those are like, health related. You can make sure some of them are like work related. You can make sure some are like maybe family related. Just making sure that you get those 6 things done every day. 14, keep your space clean. Another thing that I really found helpful is that with your space, your workspace, you want to make sure that you keep that clean. And one thing that might actually help with that is by cleaning it up at the end of the day and putting stuff away so that you're starting fresh with a nice clean slate the next day. That is one thing that has been helpful. There have been times that I haven't done that though before, and especially when things get crazy. Like right now, my desk is a mess. It's a mess. 15. Get a good night of sleep. Try and get to bed earlier so that you can wake up at a time that works best for you. Like if that's 8 or 9, or if you even start working at 10. But make sure that you get enough sleep so that in the morning you have enough time to have a nice relaxed breakfast so that your morning isn't crazy and your day isn't just rushed and chaotic. 16. Change your work zone. I mentioned this earlier, but I like to work from my desk, but sometimes I like to change my workspace. So I will go and work in the living room. I will sit on the floor and have my computer on my coffee table and work there. Or I'll be at the couch, or I'll be at the kitchen table, and just kind of the change in space. Or even in the summertime, I'll be on the patio. Sometimes just changing your space will help you get through blockages in your work better. Another thing is to-do lists, and that is our number 17, to-do lists. I love to-do lists. I absolutely love to-do lists. Ever since I remember making my first to-do list, I just felt like I had a little bit of peace and control over the craziness that is our world and our lives when I made the to-do list, because then it's like, okay, well, if I do these things on this to-do list, I'll get good grades. Or if I do this, this is going to happen. So I believe that you can accomplish anything with a to-do list. Break your larger goals into smaller, more attainable, active tasks that you can accomplish that will move you closer to getting your goals accomplished. 19, take productive breaks. And this is really, really great because you can also kind of like use this with that timing productivity sprint that I was mentioning earlier. You can set your timer and go and do laundry or cleaning the dishes or vacuuming. But like when you need a little tiny break to get up and get away from your computer, instead of just like going on your phone and scrolling like I have in the past, get up and go and do some things in your house. Get your house in order. Get your kitchen clean and get things more organized so that it's not stressful for you. Because if it's stressful for you, there's going to be more stress in your life, and your work from home life is going to be more chaotic. And we've come to 20. So 20 is stretch. Yes. When you sit in a desk a lot, you're going to get sore. So investing in some things to help you stretch better, like a foam roller. I really like foam rollers. It's amazing. I crack my back on it all the time. It feels so good. And I also have a chirp wheel, which that is really good too. It's so nice to just kind of stretch out your back. And also having like a massage gun that you can like work on your shoulders and do some yoga and stretching. Like oh gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good to just get some stretching in. So make sure that you take a little bit of a break to do some stretches. And that'll also help kind of wake you up a bit more and get more productivity done. So I hope that you enjoyed this video of 20 different tips to help you while working from home. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well and that you find it helpful. If you thought of anything that would help other people get their work done at home, be sure to put it in the comments below, because I might have missed a couple things. But these are really 20 different things that have really helped me a lot. And I've been working at home since 2017. So these are some things that I've found. And let me tell you, I've learned a lot. There's been moments in my working from home career that have totally failed, and moments where it's gone really well. And it's insane the things you'll learn. But I hope that these things help you kind of jump ahead of where I was when I first started working from home. And if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe below. I love talking about writing and publishing, and I also love to do interviews with writers and people in the publishing industry. See you later. Bye.